How's it going, everyone? The market coming back at you once again, and today we're going to be discussing the World of Flashpoint featuring the Flash. Let's get into it. Now, these volumes they feature like a laundry list of creators, a lot of writers, a lot of artists. I'm pretty sure I got everybody's names written down here, but if I miss somebody, I apologize in advance. That's just the nature of these tie-ins, right? A lot of people, things can slip through the cracks. First story in this volume is like a reverse flash one shot. It's kind of like a recap of sorts, or it could be different because Flashpoint. A lot of characters have similar origins, but they're just like changed or whatever. And wasn't really sure with this issue, but it's like a one shot. It goes by fast. It's written by Scott Collins and drawn by Joel Gomez. Uh, in my opinion, pretty forgettable. First story here. Second story, also written by Scott Collins, but it's also drawn by him as well. It features a character named Citizen Cold, who you may know as one of Flash's rogues, Captain Cold. But here in the world of Flashpoint, Citizen Cold, he's a hero. Story starts off with Captain Cold killing Mr. Freeze. I guess there could only be one Iceman in Flashpoint. But after that happens, the rest of the rogues break out of prison and they put together a plan to get revenge on Captain Cold by killing him. The first attempt by the rogues to kill Captain Cold fails, and Captain Cold lives on to go and get revenge and go on and kill all those rogues. And in this storyline, we get like this subplot where Captain Cold, he wants to split town, and of course he's smitten over Iris West because she's not with Barry here in this version of Flashpoint. So he gives her like key to his apartment, and he's like, "Hey, come by, let's blow this town. I got plane tickets, one-way plane tickets out of here." And so she goes to his apartment, and she finds out that he ended up killing Wally West. That's what happened to the Wally of Flashpoint. And so she ends up shooting Captain Cold with one of his cold guns, killing him, and that's the story. The next story in this volume is Legion of Doom. It's written by Adam Glass with art by Rodney Buscemi and Jose Marzan. Character known as Heatwave. He gets sent to Queens Row Prison, which is a floating prison for metahumans. And while inside, he orchestrates a breakout, and he goes to Detroit, where he takes on Cyborg. The next story in this volume is a Gorilla Grodd one shot, written by Sterling Gates with art by Oliver Nome. And this story is Gorilla Grodd. He's taken over all of Africa, and he's bored. So he sees this war going on between Wonder Woman and Aquaman, and he decides that he's going to get involved. And this story is just a one shot of him deciding that he's going to go take on those two because he wants to be the true ruler of the world. And the final story here, three-part story, featuring Kid Flash, is written by Sean Ryan with art by Ugg Guara. Some of these names I gotta tell you. So anyway, Kid Flash, he wakes up 1,000 years in the future of the Flashpoint world, where the world is occupied and controlled by Brainiac. And with a little help from the character Hot Pursuit, Bart Allen must find a way to break out of Brainiac's clutches and find Barry Allen so he could right the world, because he realizes that this is not the world he's from. Everything's wrong, and he needs to find his, ancestor or whatever to help make things right. Yeah, so those are all the stories contained in the World of Flashpoint featuring the Flash. Let's get into my thoughts about these stories. All the stories in this volume, they're pretty strong, especially the three-parters, Citizen Cold, the Legion of Doom, and, the Kid Flash stories being the highlights. The single-issue stories, the Reverse Flash one and the Gorilla Grodd one, whatever, Grodd one's pretty enjoyable. But I think the highlight by far is the Legion of Doom story written by Adam Glass. Heatwave going to the prison, orchestrating the breakout, utilizing, Plastic Man, The story is pretty brutal. There's a scene in here where Animal Man, who's in prison, he's fighting with Heatwave, and Heatwave like bites his nose off. Really gory stuff. Like I said, that's what you get with Flashpoint. They're not afraid to kill characters. They're not afraid to show some blood and ultra violence because it's all it's not all for nothing, but it's not really going anywhere. All these characters are expendable. Let's just have like the most doom and gloom stories we could tell as the world is ending because it's all about to be, wrapped up with Barry Allen and launched into the New 52. So let's take characters you're familiar with, like an Animal Man, and let's just beat his ass, rip his nose off. Other characters are killed in the story in the prison, like the prison break, prison riots, and stuff. Definitely by far for me the highlight of this volume, Legion of Doom by Adam Glass. Check it out. The Citizen Cold story was pretty good. Citizen Cold being like the hero of Central City. There is no Keystone City. I think the bridge just goes to nowhere, if I recall. But but he's also like a wanted felon, and he's hiding in plain sight. He has a little Captain Cold get up, and Iris West, she's like an investigative reporter. She's on his case. But he's like a rich celebrity, so all the women, they love Captain Cold. And of course, Iris West, she's falling for his charm or whatever. And that's why at the end of the three-parter, when Captain Cold, he's all messed up from fighting the rogues. He's got plane tickets out of here because his cover's about to be blown. He wants Iris West to come with him, I should say. And Iris puts two and two together that he was the one that killed her nephew, Wally. So she shoots Captain Cold in the back before he could take out the Pied Piper or whoever was there. Again, great story. One of the highlights of this volume. Definitely worth reading if you're reading the Flashpoint event. The Kid Flash story, I enjoyed looking into the future of what Flashpoint could be 1,000 years from then. You're occupied by Brainiac and stuff. I didn't really care for the hot pursuit being, Patty Spivot. I'm just not a fan of when regular characters, as far as I know. I only read like one story with Patty Spivot, which was The Road to Flashpoint. But here she puts on the hot pursuit costume, and she's joining Bart Allen. And she's helping him, escape Brainiac. When last I checked, she was just a civilian who shouldn't be able to, do the things she's doing. But whatever. The story's kind of fun. It ties in a lot with Flashpoint, I guess. Not because it doesn't tie in, but it's like the events of this book don't really take place in the main Flashpoint book, but it's like trying to like tie in and make like it's important. But whatever. Overall, I would say I would give, the World of Flashpoint featuring the Flash a 4 out of 5. Like I said, 3 great story arcs, couple of, so-so forgettable one-shots, but overall, enjoyable. If you're going to read any tie-ins to the Flashpoint event, I would recommend this one. So until next time, I'll see you there.